So pretty soon, universities will have to start paying their student athletes big time money in some cases. The NCAA approved a $2.8 billion settlement late Friday night, and that money will pay current athletes and former athletes dating back to 2016. It could mean higher ticket prices, though, cutting teams even, and, well, of course, more lawsuits. To make sense of it all, I spoke to WRAL investigative sports reporter Brian Murphy and took a trip to Murph's Turf. Murph, how are we doing? Man, big ruling here. So what does this mean for those players? Are people going to start getting checks in the mail?
Yeah, former players can expect to see checks in the mail. It depends on what sport you played, how much you played, how big of a university you attended. But yeah, there is a formula, and all these former athletes are going to get something out of this settlement.
I find these cutoffs interesting. It goes back to 2016. Why not 2015, 2014? You know, college sports, college football, basketball, those were making big money then.
Yeah, I believe it had something to do with the statute of limitations, but also that was the suit that was filed. So we've seen the 1983 NC State basketball team filing a lawsuit. We've seen other players who had star turns in the 90s filing lawsuits. I don't think those lawsuits are going to go away.
So former athletes are going to be getting checks, and now future athletes also have there's this new standard where they could be getting paid a certain amount of money as well from the school. And the schools have already been kind of buckling down and complaining a bit about the NIL stuff and how they're going to get this money. This is just another layer on top of it. How are they going to afford it?
Yeah, this opens the door to direct revenue sharing with college athletes, and all the schools in the big conferences can spend up to $20.5 million. So you've seen athletic departments really try to figure out, how can we find an additional $20.5 million? Traditionally, athletic departments are nonprofits. They spend whatever comes in, and they've spent it lavishly on coaches' salaries, on facilities. Now they're going to have to spend it directly on players.
And the competition's not going to go away. You're still going to need the best players, the best coaches, the best facilities. So where are they going to get that? Naming rights from stadiums? Are they going to start coming toward fans? Is it going to start going toward the fees that students pay when they go to these schools?
All of the above. I mean, they are looking in every direction, and so I think you're going to see increased ticket prices or a surcharge placed on tickets. You're going to see additional sponsorships, naming rights for stadiums, but also maybe jersey patches. I mean, all the things you associate with pro sports, all the ways that you can find more revenue, they are going to be tapping into all of that, and it's likely going to rest on fans as it does in every other sport.
And lastly, the big selling point as these conferences and these programs exploded and made more and more money was, hey, we'll lift up all of the other programs here, the ones that might not get the same type of fanfare. But now these teams don't have money falling out of their pockets anymore. Does that put some of those smaller programs in jeopardy at our schools?
Yeah, as it was explained to me, college football and men's college basketball have footed the bill for these entire athletic departments. Well, now suddenly you've got to pay the players. It's a pro sport. You've got to pay those players. So there's not extra money to lift up volleyball and softball and some of these other sports that have become big. They're going to rely on sponsorships. They're going to rely on endowments. They're going to rely on giving from fans of those specific sports. And we may see some of them go away. Eventually, that's going to have an impact on Olympic sports. It's going to have an impact on the number of high school kids that want to play those sports. There's a big trickle-down effect from cutting sports at the college level.
We've been saying how things are going to change quickly, and boy, they're changing quickly.
It's here. July 1st, these are now pro sports in every conceivable way.
Thanks, Murph.
Thank you.